Hello to my Libra collective. Welcome to my new home. I'm so very glad to be back with you guys. Sorry for my brief hiatus. I was in the middle of a pretty tremendous relocation, so if you guys want any more information about that, I do have an update video posted for you. Otherwise, this is just a message from my Libra collective. There will not be an extended to this reading, but stay tuned. They'll be back very soon, I promise you. So definitely dealing with some new acoustics here, so bear with me. Give me some feedback below if there's anything about this setup that isn't working for you guys, but otherwise let's get into it. Libra, I am not surprised. In fact, I have one card on the table, and I'm going to tell you what, this is a love reading. Okay, one card on the table so far, and it is compatibility. And you might be thinking, Molly, compatibility happens in all different types of relationships, not just romantic or love relationships. But in addition to this one card, and usually I have a lot more out on the table before I even begin recording, there's a lot of information coming through with this one card. All right, I was hearing the song by Annie Lennox, and I actually had to look it up. It's not called what I thought it was. I thought it was called Talk to Me Like Lovers Do, or Like Lovers Do. You know that song? Talk to me like lovers do. These acoustics, I might like them. Anyways, I looked up the song, and it's actually called Here Comes the Rain Again. You guys, you know what rain is all about. To me, it's about cleansing, it's about purification, but water itself represents emotion. So let's say that this is a reading about coming out of a drought, per se, all right? Not just a time where you're like, you know, everybody's been on quarantine, so definitely if you were single at the beginning of quarantine, I'm gonna imagine you probably still are now, just because we haven't been able to go out and socialize and meet people in the same way that we have before. However, I will say, hey, Freddie's here to say hi. I will say that the quarantine and the isolation has caused a lot of us to go within and kind of think about and even rewrite what it is that we're looking for when it comes to love and relationships and compatibility. It also has given us an opportunity to connect with more people, I want to say online or at a distance. Okay, I'm just getting a vibe that for a lot of you guys for whom this reading will resonate, and it's a general collective reading, so it's not going to resonate for everybody. But for a lot of you guys, I get this sense that you're connecting with people in a different way now than you were, let's say, a little over a year ago, all right? Whereas a little over a year ago, before COVID, you connect to people who show up at the places that you show up, people that you just kind of like, you tend to cross paths, right? You tend to be in the same space. And now that we're less and less in each other's space, I feel like there's been this opportunity to connect with each other actually on a much more profound level, all right? So here comes the rain again, and this time it's not just like superficial social interactions, it's about emotions really beginning to flow again. So here's the lyrics to this song called Here Comes the Rain Again. Falling on my head like a memory. I do not own the rights to this song, but it's gonna be hard to say it and not sing it. Falling on my head like a new emotion. I wanna walk in the open wind. I wanna talk like lovers do. I wanna dive into your ocean. Is it raining with you? Whoo! All right, so check it out. Here Comes the Rain Again. It's actually by the Eurythmics. Annie Lennox is the very beautiful vocalist on that, but I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and pull the message from that as you will and get back to this card about compatibility, all right? So this is not just about two people. In fact, let me get together the message, all right? It's not just about two people crossing paths. It's about two people at similar vibrations, at similar altitudes, if you will. Because check it out. They're showing me that this card, this image is coming. Let's just say there's a world in which everybody has a bird. Okay, just hypothetically speaking, everybody has a bird, but not everybody is flying around on their bird. Does that make sense? These mountains in the background is, to me, representing the general collective of people that you're around. Very, very grounded, very solid, very immovable energy. All right? Mountains. They've been there. Mountains, girl, boy, non-binary person, whoever you are. Honey, mountains have been around forever. Mountains have been around forever. They kind of are showing up as a backdrop right now. So there's somebody that you guys are connecting with, all right, that is different from that. They're not in your typical background, everyday life. They're not a part of the world that has been there forever. Make sense? Somebody very, very new. And the reason why you're meeting them is because you're out flying around on your bird. Okay? Meaning you have decided that these mountains, this mountain range, this place that you've always been, maybe it's the people that you've always hung out with, the places that you've always gone, the ways in which you've always met people, it's not working for you anymore. And so you, for whatever reason, decided to get on your bird and go on a flight, okay? Take a little trip and check it out. You're meeting somebody there who's also decided that it's time for them to leave their old ways behind, all right? What's really gorgeous about this is the fact that these are green birds. Green is the color that is associated with the heart chakra. So what this means is, okay, all right, okay, background. We've been through this shift, you guys. You know we have. I've been talking about it, and I'm going to talk about it some more here on my channel pretty soon. We've gone from a third density into a fourth density reality, okay? Meaning this is the ascension. This is the vibration. Imagine that there is a point in time when we unevolved beings were centered in our root chakra, right? Which means that our primary concern was with survival, getting our needs met, stuff like that, right? As we evolve into the second or the next density, that's rooted in the sacral chakra. So it's about procreation, creating, getting things done, right? Move that up to the third density and the third chakra, which is, to me, the chakra that has to do with how you show up in the world, how you show up in society. It is tied to things like ego and sense of self and stuff like that, right? But I'm associating that third chakra with the world that you used to live in, the way that you used to go about meeting people, all right? It was just like, whose path am I crossing in my daily life? Who's going to the same places that I'm going to? Who is at my strata or level in society, okay? Because the fact that they're wearing the same clothes to me represents how you show up in society, all right? There's been a shift, you guys, and it happened with I believe, with just all the tremendous astrological events that we had at the end of 2020 coming into 2021. What's happened is that we have shifted from a species that is centered in the solar plexus to one that is centered into the heart, which means that our relationships, we are less interested in things like, well, who's in my peer group, who's going to the same places, who is showing up in the world in the same way that I am. And we're moving more towards who allows my heart to sing and to fly. Okay? Because if you see there's these two hearts, they're making me feel like these are like the song. Like it's a songbird. Okay? So whatever you've done with yourself, Libra, or anybody, you don't have to be a Libra sun, moon, or rising to resonate with this, but whoever you are, if you feel like this is your message, I feel like the reason why you're meeting somebody like you is because you chose to live from your heart. Okay? You chose to ascend. There's nothing wrong with being centered in the solar plexus. But I think that as a species evolving spiritually in the world, that's the big shift that we've been through. Between just having a third density set of tools to having a fourth density set of tools right now. And there's a lot that means that I'll get to in time. But for now, what we need to realize is that it is centered very much in the heart rather than the lower chakras, okay? We've got justice. Look at that. Balance. It's about balance, you guys. It's so much about balance. The balance that you have found within yourself is being shown to you outside of you, all right? This is the quintessential as within, so without, all right? You are at peace. You are living a life of heart-centeredness, Libra. And the people that you're jiving with right now are living that heart-centered life as well. I love that. This, by the way, is the True Love Reading Cards by Belinda Grace. And then I'm pulling now from the Revelations Tarot by Zach Wong, okay? Look at this. More green energy and more bird energy. Look at this. Look, oh my gosh, you guys. Look at the synchronicities. That's you, okay? And here's the thing. This is the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is highly intellectual, not something that I would immediately associate with the heart chakra. But she's cloaked in green right now, which means that she's leading with her heart. Okay? And speaking a truth, because you see the way she's holding this sword at her throat chakra, I feel like you are not only internally creating boundaries, like saying, you know what, if somebody is not XYZ, they don't get to come in my life. If somebody's bringing ABC, they need to stay up really far away from me, right? It's like you've created those boundaries within yourself, but then you're also speaking them. Telling somebody, this is what this means to me. To remain in balance, to be fair, but also to be heart-centered. Because I see the Queen of Swords as sort of a little sister to the Justice card, okay? Or a, like, maiden and crone kind of energy, all right? This is really beautiful. So, long story short, Libra, if you're not already feeling like you're jiving with somebody, understand that you are vibrating at a level right now that is centered in your heart. And that by doing that, you guys, I always say, the physics of it is your heart is a giant magnet. Your heart creates an electromagnetic field that extends outside of your body, 6 feet in every direction. Okay? So, I feel like now that I've said that, what they're showing me is that it's been a long time since anybody has been in your electromagnetic field that has resonated with you in this way. Talk to me like lovers do. There's the Emperor. So you're showing up here, and Libra is Venus. You're showing up here as a feminine energy, which means you're open to receiving this. Emperor energy, Sun energy, 5 of Wands. Oh my God, let's do that. Let's talk. This is bringing a lot of healing to you as well, all right? So, this is a story now. This is a story about the two people on the birds, all right? And let me go ahead and tell it to you real quick. I love it. Here you are, Queen of Swords, energy. You decided, you know what, this mountaintop, For some of you, it was the path of ascension. It was the path of climbing the mountain that got you to the top, to this higher perspective. And you're like, you know what? Wait a second. There's so much more out there than there's been in here. In this place that I've always been, in these habits that I've always perpetuated. There's so much more out there. And that's when you get on your bird and you go for a little trip. Now I'm hearing like Aladdin and Jasmine, whole new world kind of stuff. Okay? And it's because you've gone through the process of maintaining your own inner balance. You've really worked out, honestly, this feels like somebody who has worked out a lot of karmic stuff and has a much higher, clearer perspective on what it takes. And Libra, I feel like most of the past 6 months, there have been a lot of readings coming up for Libra saying, is that who you really want to give your energy to? Okay, so if you've been watching those videos, this is saying that you got it figured out. You've got it figured out that not everybody deserves what you have to offer. Just because some people are going to drain it and drain it and drain it and not fill you back up, right? So this is you closing out karmic cycles, deciding that it's up to you to create some new ones, all right? It's very much my belief that once you close a certain amount of karma in your life, that's it. You can go do past lives, you can do all sorts of other healing, but there's a certain point at which, and it's a very fourth dimensional, fourth density characteristic. It's characteristic of the fourth density reality. That you evolve out of the karmic cycle and you become a free creator of your own reality. This is you. Okay? Definitely coming from the heart chakra. Let me check him out. Okay? That doesn't mean that there's not a lot of solar energy in this, okay? In fact, I feel like the fact that you've done that work is what creates this beautiful green background for all of these sunflowers to bloom in. These sunflowers to me are just representing happiness, all right? By the way, if you guys don't know my background, I just want to throw in some sunflower synchronicities. Actually, those vases hanging up back there have sunflowers on them. I'm in Progreso, Yucatan, Mexico, all right? I'm from Kansas. You guys know the sunflower state. So the fact that I found this gorgeous house and then there's sunflowers everywhere, all over this house, there are sunflowers. To me, it's just been this huge synchronicity that I'm in a place that I'm supposed to be. And that's a message that it's wanting to show for me to share with you, is that because of the work that you've done, you running into somebody who's on the same wavelength as you, that's the universe telling you that you're exactly where you're meant to be. I love this message. This Emperor is the other. It's the masculine energy. Okay, that you're compatible with. This is somebody who you can see, we talked about moving from the solar up into the heart, right? This is somebody who's really been enjoying themselves, keeping it at the solar level, all right? Meaning that it's just a different way of relating to one another, but it is more ego-based, all right? The difference between a solar plexus love is that it has to do with, let me back up, okay? I say that every relationship that you're in your entire life is really about the relationship with yourself, okay? When we're loving from the solar plexus, we're loving in order to find out who we are. Does that make sense? We're still learning who we are and how we want to show up in the world. And this is the kind of energy where we get people who are mirroring us. That's the way that works. Okay? You get somebody who mirrors you, you see how they show up in the world, and it reflects back to you. All right? What I'm seeing here with this Emperor card is that this is the decision to move from the solar to the heart, okay? And what makes that possible is when we just step into self-love. Say, you know what? I don't need relationships to tell me who I am. I know who I am, and I love myself, and I want to find a relationship that is an extension of that. Make sense? I hope it makes sense, all right? But this is definitely, because you see how he's holding, and I even saw at the bottom of the deck there was a Four of Pentacles. This is somebody who I think, especially in the past, has really been holding on tight to their ego, allowing their ego to show up in a relationship before their heart does. Does that make sense to you? I'm imagining that you're saying yes, so I'll continue. And this is somebody, there's a lot of imagery in here that looks like like wheels being turned, and that's what I feel like he's doing. He's got this scepter. It's this Egyptian Ankh. Is it an Ankh? And this is some sort of beautiful new knowledge that's available to this person. And they are turning their wheel. They're turning their wheel, and what that does is it unlocks the love that could only go so high and is allowing it to ascend into the heart. Okay? Look at that. Because to me, that's just what it looks like. That this sun is ascending. Y'all want to see some crazy synchronicities? Clothes to me represent the role that we have in society, right? Like you show up in society and people are like, oh, I get it, you're an artist. I'm gonna go ahead and label you an artist now. When I look at you, I see artist. Or, oh, you're a teacher. That happened to me a lot, you guys. In my career as a teacher, there's so many people like, oh, you're a teacher. I know your entire personality. No, you don't. But these are people that even though you've been flying around on your heart bird, singing your heart song, vibing with your heart energy, you're still wearing some of the vestments, okay? You're still allowing yourself to show up in some of the ways that have been ascribed to you, okay? But when these two people meet, hoo-wee, and look how they're, look, red and white clothes, right? Taking them off. You take them off. You just get naked. Do it, all right? It doesn't have to literally mean that you're getting naked with this person. But then they put Annie Lennox in my head again. Like lovers do, talk to me. All right? And there's a lot of strength. But look, we've got lions and we've got unicorns. So that is a lot of strength, confidence, happiness. But the unicorn, to me, it's all about like the third eye crown chakra being open up. Okay? So it's basically this heart-centeredness is helping you to connect your earth self with your divine self. And it's allowing you to show up more authentically than ever before. Okay? This is a person that when you're around them, you don't have to wear the vest. Okay? Like this literally makes me feel like they work at Walgreens or something, or Target, right? You know, Target, everybody in Target has a red polo shirt. Do not wear a red polo shirt to Target unless you want me to ask you where something is, right? But it's just about the way that we present ourselves. And sometimes, you know, like a red Target shirt is given to you, okay? Because you're fulfilling a certain role. You show up with this person, you guys don't have to fulfill roles anymore. You just get to talk and play and laugh and have fun like lovers do. I love that. And in fact, what I'm seeing here, and I really feel, yeah, see, that's what I was talking about. This is a past energy for this emperor. Somebody who was just kind of always holding things. There's some resistance to opening up the heart chakra with this person. But I feel like meeting you, Libra, and of course it's a relationship reading, roles can be reversed. Meeting you, it's not even just you showing up in the way that you are. It's about the way that you speak. And the ideas that you make real by living them. Okay? Acting from your heart. Speaking from your heart. Something about this has triggered this emperor figure to not hold on so tight to their ego, to their sense of, oh, I need to be with somebody because that's who tells me who I am. This is somebody who has said, wow, you mean I can just show up with somebody because they resonate with my heart? That's gorgeous energy. What's over here? Nine of Swords. Ace of Swords. Yeah. On your side, I feel like you are observing this, and there might be a little bit of concern in the beginning, like, oh no, did I get involved with somebody whose ego is going to be a thing? But then this truth comes out. Oh wait, it's different. It's different now. Okay, this is a beautiful energy. But what happens, and they're making me really feel it. Remember I said this is like a wheel that's turning? What they're showing me is a Five of Wands reversed. Look at all this fire and passion with a Six of Wands upright. So in other words, this is somebody who is feeling a heart chakra blockage. Until this moment where they decide, you know what? I'm ready to open it up. I'm ready to open it up and move forward and not sit in the same place. Not get into the same types of relationships with the same types of people. Okay? This is about something really, really, really beautiful happening here. And like I said, relationship roles could be reversed. You might be the emperor. You might be the person who's finally decided, wow, this is a relationship that I want to do different. And you might be the Queen of Swords justice person who is realizing that basically showing up in the world and speaking the truth of your heart draws to you those who resonate with the truth of your heart. Okay? I love it. I'm gonna get something out of the Sacred Destiny, Oracle. Y'all, talking about lovers and everything. Look at this. Pleasure. It's about, look at this. Steps. Have we not talked about ascension? Stepping through a portal. Y'all, the heart is a portal. And what's really beautiful here is this deer showing up is always a guide energy. Okay? So I feel like the reason you got to where you're at is by listening to your intuition, listening to your inner guidance. I'd really like to see if there is any sort of advice. I want to get a better shuffle on these. Or just a general outcome. This is such a good reading, you guys. This isn't like a warning or anything like that. This is really beautiful. And I feel like a big part of it, the reason why this reading found you today is to help you understand the dynamic that's at work. And to give yourself credit, whatever side of this you're on. What's the most likely outcome for this union is what I want to know. Enlightenment. Enlightenment. This is a journey that's not just gonna be fun, because we got the sun, it's full of passion, right? It's not just going to be fun. It is actually going to assist in your enlightenment and ascension journey, okay? Because you can read all about love in a book, right? But until you get to act it out in this very real and authentic way, you don't truly gain that experience. Wisdom. This is, here comes the rain again, okay? There are certain lessons, like I was trying to say before, you guys, certain lessons that you can ponder and ponder and ponder, but until you live them out, they don't really become real, all right? Y'all know as a former college instructor, so I like to talk about life as having two segments. There's the lecture and there's the lab. The lecture is the part where we reflect, we meditate, we read books, we have discussions. We theoretically deal with how we want to live our lives, right? The lab is getting out there and living it. And that's really, 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 in fact, there was a hermit at the beginning of this. That's really, really what you guys are doing. I feel like both of these people may have come out of a certain hermitage. Protection has shown itself to me twice. Okay? I feel like this is a divinely guided union. All right? You guys have both been divinely guided to this place. This is Tree of Life energy. As above, so below. Okay? And these two lightning bolts coming in, that's the divine, right? Because it's the lightning bolt that strikes the tower in the Tower card. That's the divine saying, this connection is untouchable right now because both of these people worked for it. Both of these people worked for it. And by being together, you do feel there's a sense of safety with one another, all right? But the lightning is definitely representing the divine saying to the universe, back away, let this healing happen. Let this enlightenment take place. Let this experience unfold. And that is precisely the advice that's coming with it. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget that if you guys want to get personal monthly readings from me, you can find all that information in the description box below. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get more readings from me whenever they come out. Thanks for being here, guys. Love you lots.